Hey YouTube, and welcome back to the next game of my YouTube series, Why Are You Losing Your Ranked Games? Today we have French versus HRE on Prairie. Both players are gold free, and I saw Moji in the Rising Empire Discord and he asked for help. He was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with French versus a fast Burgrave build from the HRE? So, first things first. On Prairie, there are a lot of sheep total on the map. I think Prairie is by far the map with the highest amount of sheep overall. So if you play versus the HRE, you should probably go with a second scout opening. Because HRE can do a lot of different stuff with a lot of sheep. They can go for fast Imperial Age, they can go for super fast Castle Age, they can go for Burgrave Palace, they can go for a lot of knights. So HRE with sheep is always a problem. So first of all, I think going with the second scout is probably a good option. So let's speed it up. As always, not too much to talk about here. The second part, since we know what's coming in this game, the HE player will go for a Burgrave Palace. So first of all, you have to scout really well. You have one scout. If you lose your scout, you go up to feudal age with your School of Cavalry. You can just make a new scout out of it. You don't have to idle your TC, so you should be fine. But yeah, as long as you have your scout, it's all fine. But yeah, right now we can see already you don't get too many sheep. And if we check the other side real quick. That was the wrong key. Okay, it's not working like I wanted it to work. But okay. I guess since he's on double scout, he should be able to get a lot of sheep. Let's search for his scouts real quick. One scout is here, 6 sheep, and the other one is here with 11 sheep. So he has 17, 18 sheep in total already. 2 more here if he is getting them. So he's around about on 20, 25 sheep. So he has 5k food already, because 1 sheep is 250 food. If he has 20 sheep, he has 5k secured food already. That's why you should probably try to open with a second scout. So he is forced to go out on the map as soon as possible. Because you are French, you have the Royal Knights in feudal age. So you want to force your opponent to go out on the map, and you want to punish him going out on the map. So, but right now you can see he's bringing in a lot of sheep. And right now he's starting to gather the gold already. So he would probably go with a lot of villagers on gold for now. And by the time you are feudal age yourself, and by the time your first knight could be here, he probably has a lot of gold already. So he has the gold to go up to castle age potentially. So, but with that amount of sheep, he's not forced to leave his base at any certain point in the next 10-15 minutes. Because like here, 24 sheep, and maybe he's finding even some more. So the first mistake here probably is to not open with a second scout. But even though the game is not over yet. Like, it's just he has a lot of food secured right now, but the game is still super winnable. So he is feudal age, and you're about to hit feudal yourself. Right now you're going out on the map, trying to scout what he's doing. So far, all good. Yeah, you're about to hit feudal here soon. I expect you to start producing your first knight as soon as you hit feudal age. Because you want to put some pressure on him. Even though he has a lot of stuff secured, you still want to for some idle time. I think I see this a lot of times. Because right now you are feudal age. You have no food in the bank, so you are like, okay, I have no food to make a knight. But if you look at your town center, you have 5 villagers queued up. So if you just queue 2 villager and you get these 3 villagers out of queue, you have additional 150 food, and your first knight could be out on the field right now. So if your first knight is out, you can start circle around his base and try to find an angle where you can maybe attack him, or you for some idle time. You just want to be as early aggressive as possible. Because right now it's 5:30 and not a single knight is in production yet, because you still don't have the food, but you are queuing up so many villagers. So yeah. So right now you had the food for it, but so far not producing a knight yet. Okay. We can see in the UI here, the opponent has enough gold for everything. So he overmined a lot of gold because he was probably scared of the early knights. But so far there are no knights coming. So yeah, he mismacroed a little bit here, but in the end he just went safe because he can probably pull off gold here in a second. I mean, he's still on gold. He should probably just send all villagers on food right now and just get the castle age going as soon as possible. So your first knight is in production now, but your knight could have been out on the field since over a minute already. And then you can force him off gold here. And you can also try to get into his wood line. Again, if you just hit one charge, you don't take too much damage. You force his villagers to go into the TC, fire at your knight. And yeah, it just gives you more time. So, what I just saw, you were scouting around his base. You should do this all the time. You just walked from here to here. But again, now your scout is AFK. So you are not aware of what's going on the other side. Because you only see the gold. And right now, the only information you get is he is not mining any more gold. Because the gold vein is not dropping. So right now, he has no villagers on gold. So he can be on food and he can be on wood. So you should move your scout and your knight together. Because if you play French, you always want to have vision from your knights. You don't want to run into any spearmen because the knights don't have the biggest line of sight. So you want to have your scout with your knights and you want to always keep an eye on them because this unit is really expensive. So you don't want to lose them for free. Again, if you trade one villager for one knight, you think like, okay, I killed one villager. But you have to think about the knight costs 240 resources in total. And losing one knight for one villager is not worth it. So always be careful with your knights. And right now we can see in the top UI already that your opponent is aging up to castle age already. But your scout is here and you are not aware of what's going on here. So you have to scout around his base the entire time because you want to know what's coming. Is he going for Regnitz Cathedral, trying to pick up the relics? So if he's going for Regnitz, he might try to sneak out some prelates already and try to pick them up. Or right now he's going for Burgrave. So you want to know if he's going for Burgrave. On the other side, you're aging up to castle age as well. You are going for the Royal Institute here. I mean, you can do that. It's not a problem. I mean, you have one knight right now, so the Royal Institute upgrade won't bring you much right now. But you probably want to find a kill window in the next 50 minutes if the game goes that long. So right now you scouted the Burgrave Palace. But the Burgrave Palace is about to be finished. So that's why I told you, you have to scout earlier what's going on. So he is only building it with 6 workers since the beginning. So you could have scouted this 1 minute ago and then you could have already prepared for it. Because if he's going for Burgrave, he will most likely go for a lot of men-at-arms. So he can also go for the tech that he can... I don't know the name out of my head right now, but he has bonus damage versus heavy. So knights are probably not a correct call. So if you scouted this a minute earlier or 1.5 minutes earlier, you can send a lot of villagers to wood and you can just start dropping some archery ranges because he will for 99% make armor units. He could maybe go for some spearmen, but most of the times he is going for men-at-arms. So what you want to do as soon as you scout the Burgrave Palace, let's look at your map right now. So your woodland is in the back, that's fine. Your stone is also in the back. So right now only your berries and your gold is in front. So this is the first point his men-at-arms will arrive. So what can you do? If you scouted this at minute 7, you can still go castle age. You can send like 3, 4, 5 villagers to stone. You can make a tower on gold. And as soon as you hit castle age, you can upgrade your tower with your sprinkler emplacements. So you can make 1 tower here and you can make 1 tower here. I think because the men-at-arms will take the tower down eventually, you should also go for the fortification. So the tower is really tanky and deals 40 damage. Because the town center fire won't do that much damage versus armored units. So this is the first step. Then you want to prepare archery ranges for yourself. And you want to start making crossbows as soon as you hit castle age. You don't want to make knights at this point, because he will most likely go for the upgrade, that the heavy maces. Now I got the name. So he will most likely go for heavy maces. That means he is dealing bonus damage to your knights. So knights are probably not the best choice. So for 99%, you want to make archery ranges here. You want to go for crossbows. And you also want to grab textiles. You think like, okay, textiles, you get 25 more HP for each villager. But the man-at-arms is doing like 12 damage. So if you have 25 more HP on each villager, every man-at-arm needs to hit the villager 3 more times to take it down. And that gives you a lot of time. Because all you want to do, since he's playing an all-in, you don't want to lose too much economy. And you don't want to have too much idle time. So it's all about surviving. So let's keep on going here. You are in Castle Age. And you drop another stable. You have already one stable here with your landmark. You have also a second stable, and now you're going for a third stable. But you're not producing anything out of your stables. So if you make production, you should always use your resources. Because right now you have resources for 2 or 3 knights. And you're not producing out of any of your production buildings. You know he went up with the Burgrave Palace. So your scout and your knight wants to be here. First of all, you want to see what he is rallying over. Is he rallying over? Or is he making a big unit group at home and going out together? So if we can reveal the map here, we can see he already has the heavy maces. So he has +6 damage versus heavy. But so far he is not rallying out. So right now you go on this wood line. I don't mind this personally, because there will be a point where you have to go back to your main wood line. So right now you are gathering the wood out here. So as soon as he is pushing you, you have to go back to your main wood line. And if you have some trees left here on prairie, this is probably a fine call. But yeah, you have one knight on the field and you are aware, okay, here's Burgrave Palace. He will probably try to make a lot of units and push me. So you are not making any units. That is the biggest problem. You have no defensive structures. You have 40 villagers and you have 1 town center. That means you can garrison 15 villagers, and you have 40. So you have 25 villagers that potentially might go down here. So if you play versus Burgrave Palace, you want to make a lot of towers. You want to not lose any villagers or reduce the amount of the losses super hard. So right now you are forced of gold. That means you have no access to make any more knights or any more crossbow. So you need gold units to deal with men-at-arms. That's why I told you, you have to read the map. So if you have forward gold, you want to make 1 or 2 towers here, and you want to upgrade them to springle towers with the fortifications. Right now you're making a farm transition, but he has 24 men-at-arms and you have 3 knights. So right now you don't need farms, you need units on the field. You need archery ranges. You have to get units on the field. Because right now he is just gonna overwhelm you here. He has so many units and you keep on making more farms. So the biggest problem here is you are not making units and you're not spending your resources. Because you could have had a night out at minute 5, but you started the night production at 6:30. That is because you had so many villagers queued up in the TC and you are like, okay, I have no food, I can't make a night. So you always want to pay attention on how many villagers you have in queue. So you can just unqueue some and you can make knights. And right now you are trying to make horsemen because you have no gold access. So if you would have made 2 towers here, upgrade them with a sprinkle emplacement, with a fortification, you can probably get the gold still. You might get some idle time, but you will not be able to dive 2 towers with sprinkled emplacements here. And now we can see the problem. You have a lot of idle villagers. He killed 11 already. And yeah, you're not able to mine any more resources here in just a second. You're trying to get some gold here, but it's just a matter of time until he finds this. And by the time you have the gold, you won't have the food anymore because your entire food economy is idle. So I'm gonna pause here. The game is over in just a second. So first things first. If you play versus HE on Prairie, open up with a second scout. You don't want them to get any sheep for free. So you want to go with a second scout and you want to try to deny as many as possible. The second thing is you have to scout. You have to scout properly what he is doing. You had your scout on his side of the map, but you were not moving with him. So he was basically AFK here and you had no clue what's happening. So if you just select your scout and you can just say, okay, I have my scout here. I just patrol him to here. So my scout walks left, right, left, right. So you always have vision of what's happening here. He could still make the Burgrave Palace here or production buildings here. So you have to switch it up. But if you open with a second scout, you can do the patrol, one scout in front of his TC and one scout in the back of his TC. So you have vision on what's happening and what is coming. And again, it's important to read the map. So again, in this case, you had forward gold. So you want to secure your gold. You make towers. You can also wall it in, but towers is probably the best because he will just break the walls. So if you have towers here and you have towers here, you can mine wood, you can mine stone, you can mine gold, you can also make a tower here. It's just about surviving because right now you can see he has only men-at-arms. So if you have one springle tower here, one springle tower here, one springle tower here, here and here, he's not able to dive you. So as soon as you see he's going up with the Burgrave Palace, you want to send villagers on stone, start mining stone, and as soon as you hit Castle Age, you want to upgrade the towers and just try to survive because he is on an all-in. His food is about to run out and then your time strikes. You are French, you have Royal Knights, so as soon as he has to go out on the map, right now he is here. So this is a point where you could have attacked him then. Okay, that's it for the game today. I hope you guys enjoyed it as always. I hope there was some good information in it. And yeah, I hope you can utilize it and improve on the next time you play versus this. So thanks for watching and see you next time.